Screen time, the new imagination. Today's children spend an average of 7 to 8 hours in front of a screen. According to Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory, through social interaction and verbalization, children construct knowledge of the world. Vygotsky placed great importance to external influences such as language and social interaction with the intellectual development of children. This leads to question: does the increase in the amount of time children spend in front of screens have an adverse effect on child and brain development? Is all screen time bad? What can you do to encourage less screen time? The brain develops at an astonishing rate in the first 3 years of life. By age 3, it is almost as complex as it will ever be. A newborn's brain is about 25% of its adult weight. But by age 3, it has grown dramatically by producing billions of cells and hundreds of trillions of connections or synapses between these cells. Synapses are formed at a faster rate during these years than at any other time. In fact, the brain creates many more of them than it needs. At age 2 or 3, the brain has up to twice as many synapses as it will have in adulthood. These extra connections are slowly eliminated throughout childhood and adolescence through a process sometimes referred to as blooming and pruning. The overload of synapses produced by a child's brain in the first 3 years makes the brain substantially responsive to external input. During this period, the brain can understand more efficiently than it will be able to later when the pruning of synapses is underway. The process of blooming and pruning is an efficient way for the brain to achieve optimal development. Because of this process of blooming and pruning, it is possible to change how a person's brain is wired based off their interactions with the environment, including screen time with young children.
A child's brain develops rapidly during these first years, and young children learn best by interacting with people, not screens. By limiting screen time and offering educational media in non electronic formats such as books, newspapers, board games, and watching television, parents can help guide their children's media experience. Technology is a poor substitute for personal interaction. Being physically active every day is important for the healthy growth and development of babies, toddlers, and preschoolers. When you limit screen time, you give your child the gift of more time to read, engage in active play, and be a healthier child. Studies have shown that excessive media use can lead to attention problems, school difficulties, sleep and eating disorders, and obesity. Watching too much TV can also lead children to being more aggressive and exposes them to risky behaviors such as smoking and drinking.
Vygotsky argued that play is one of the primary ways that children acquire intellectual maturity. Parts of his social cultural theory encourage parents and teachers to provide opportunities for play beginning in early infancy. One form of playing, pretend play, is particularly useful in enhancing intellectual abilities before age 3. Belief play. Through make believe play, children have the ability to develop social skills and self regulation. In today's times, children spend so much time on screens, it doesn't leave them much time for make believe play with other children, which has been shown to adversely affect their development of social skills and self regulation into adulthood. Also, studies have shown shrinkage or loss of tissue volume in gray matter areas where processing occurs in children who have an internet or gaming addiction. Areas affected included the important frontal lobe, which governs executive function, and the striatum, which is involved in the suppression of socially unacceptable impulses. And lastly, damage to the insula was reported, which is involved in our capacity to develop empathy and compassion for others and our ability to integrate physical signals and emotions.
So is screen time bad? Not at all. There are some benefits of your children being parked in front of the screen, like education. Shows like Sesame Street, which have entertained and enthralled young audiences for decades, provide a valuable service. Learning. Educational shows and games help kids learn core facts, reading, phonics, numbers, and math colors, and even sacred languages, like Dora the Explorer. But nothing should take place of sitting with your children at the kitchen table and engaging with them. Screen time in moderation can also be enjoyed as a family watching a good movie or playing an educational game on a tablet together. This can also open the door to further conversation with your young persons on a topic that are interested in. Parents can also use screen time to teach important lessons on decision making, good influences, and bad influences.
Television and other entertainment media should be avoided for infants and children under age 2. The American Academy Pediatrics recommends that parents establish screen-free zones at home by making sure there are no televisions, computers, or video games in children's bedrooms and by turning off the TV during dinner.
In a response to the large amount of time children spend on screens, in 1994, Henry LeBaum and Matt Powell came up with a national campaign to help reduce screen time for children that is now known as Screen Free Week. Screen Free Week is celebrated for 1 week out of the year. During this week, families are encouraged to unplug and discover fun screen-free activities. For more information on Screen Free Week, visit www.screenfree.org or mediaed.org.